video series. Today we're talking about building that inner strength. And this is one of my favorite topics because it is a practice. But I wanted to give you all some very specific things that I have found to be helpful and also that I have seen my clients thrive with, and I want you to thrive. And so I thought that I'd share them with you. Everything that I'm going to share is going to be aligned with the natural laws of the universe, and how we become more aligned within is to align with those laws. Even though they're not commonly spoken about, they exist, and the universe and energy operates off of them, regardless of whether you know about them or not. So, in no particular order, there's five that I'm going to be talking about. The first one is about building your personal connection with God, source energy, creator energy, that which is a part of who you are and how you were born into this life. This is completely separate than something you might learn from in church or read in a Bible. This is your personal relationship. Nobody knows about that personal relationship but you. And to build a strong connection within yourself, with your connection to God, source energy, creator. This is a fundamental, basic way of becoming more clear in your mind and more grounded in your spirit and more confident in who you are as a person. And that's that inner relationship that you have. Two, this one is really probably not going to be your favorite one at all. But this is about correcting relationships and or situations where you were wrong, where you made a mistake, you made a judgment, you made a comment, you wronged another person who you cared about or had a relationship with, and you didn't correct it. You just kind of moved on with the relationship without coming correct, meaning owning your responsibility for it. You did not apologize if there was apology that was needed, and you didn't correct it. And the correction is always going to be through acknowledgement that you are owning your full responsibility of what you did wrong, that was a mistake or a judgment that happened within the relationship or the situation. I can express to you how powerful this experience is if you move forward with it, but too many people do not correct their wrongs. And when I have clients that are long-term clients, I used to have them before the end of the year, correct every relationship that was wrong, that needed healing or attention before rolling into the new year. This is April, so don't wait until the end of the year. If you know that you have relationships in which you were wrong, you made a mistake, you made some judgments, you made some decisions that may have hurt other people, do what needs to be done to correct those relationships. um, you will be so happy you did this. Now, I'm speaking from experience because I have a friend who I've known since childhood who I said some pretty harsh things many years ago. We're talking maybe close to 20 years ago, a long time ago, where I said some harsh things. And it took me maybe 6 or 7 years before I identified what exactly I said. I mean, I wasn't surprised I had done something, but I didn't know exactly what I had said. And when I knew what I had done and said and the impact of that, I reached out to that person and I asked them if they would be willing to hear my apology. Knowing full well that they were warranted in whatever feelings that they had for me. But I had went into this with zero expectations that this friendship could either continue or not. My main purpose was to just correct what I had done wrong, and really let them know that I saw the error of my ways and I wanted to correct it. Now, this is an extremely humbling experience, but it's also a heart opening experience. And it really takes assumptions out of the relationship and puts the responsibility back on the two people who created the situation. So do what you can to make what errors you may have made in the past, whether it was last year, 2 years, 5 years. For me, I think it had been 6 or 7 years before I asked to say something. And meanwhile, we stopped being friends. Of course, we're now friends again, but that was, and I still believe a blessing to me, because it takes a lot of forgiveness to forgive somebody, who said something that was hurtful. Even though I wasn't intending to be hurtful, that was not my intention ever, but that was the impact. So sometimes our intention and impact, they can be very different. And it takes a person who is willing to humble themselves to correct that. Okay, number three. Um, Find other people doing things right, doing things well, and lift them up, whatever that is. Share. I always, whenever I have good service wherever I'm at, I always tell that person, and then I also, if it's possible, ask to speak to their supervisor, to let their supervisor know that this person's amazing. When I have good customer service over the phone, I'm always just like surprised and also grateful, and I share that gratitude, and I tell them how good they are at their jobs. So do this for yourself, but do it for other people, because other people need to be lifted up. And, you know, it's a human need to be wanting to be acknowledged and seen for who they are. So be the person who sees others for who they are and for what they're doing, and let them know that you see them. It's a beautiful thing to do. That's number three, that's going to help you get stronger inside. Number four, this one's a huge one. And it's really hard for a lot of people to do this because there's a lot of disconnection. But listen to your body. Now, your body will always talk to you, your body will always tell you things. And oftentimes, people wait until their body's screaming in pain to listen to their body. Try not to wait that long. Listen to the little aches, the little whispers, the aspects within your body that are calling for your own attention, to nurture yourself, whether it's through, putting ice pack on, or not going for a walk, or a run, but taking a bath, or maybe it's having a hot cup of tea. Like, really listen to your body and see, what is your body needing. Make that a practice for you, because your body is a tool of, to be used by you in your life, um, to to learn more about yourself. And so if you're not listening to your body and you become disconnected, uh, that creates what's called, I think, entropathy. I always say these words wrong. Um, but entropic uh, systems, those create uh, sick systems. It's basically like a closed system, and communication stops. So you definitely want to start to listen to your body. I do have clients that come to me after they've been given some very tragic diagnoses, and they live to tell about it, but their bodies have been weakened, and so they talk to their body only after it's been weakened. But maybe if we learn to talk to our body before there's a crisis, we can avoid the crisis. And that's what becoming strong is. It's avoiding challenges and crises because you were attuned and you were listening. And this is the last one, is I think the biggest one, but they're all important and they all learn to being strong. But being open. One of the things that I find with people in general and also clients that come to me is that, people will fight very, very strongly for their limitations, why they can't do what they want to do, why they can't be who they want to be, why they can't express who they are. And they will give all kinds of reasons for these things. So when you are open, that means that you're open to expressing, you're open to experiencing, you're open to trying new things, you're opening to new relationships, and you may be even open to closing old relationships. So, like when you're open, you're willing to make changes. You're willing to make changes not just for yourself, but for the relationships you're in, so they can all be stronger. Because when you have inner strength, it is something that supports everybody around you. Not everybody's going to like you being strong, by the way. But when you have inner strength, it supports everything that you do, everything that you're a part of, every communication you have. It makes you a better person overall because you have this inner relationship. And this is something to be considered sacred and also treasured because so many people, are walking around disconnected. And you don't want to be that. You want to be connected, you want to be aligned, you want to be in sync. So I am Kiana Sage, guiding people to peace. If you are interested in learning more, follow here. Cheers.